This is probably the most profound experience I've had as a result of taking plant medicine, specifically magic mushrooms. In June of this year, 2024, I lost my brother who was 3 years older than me. I come from a very close family and we are 6 children. My brother had his ups and downs in recent years dealing with what started as an opioid addiction. He was a highly educated guy who had a wife and 2 children and was a nurse when things started to really go awry in his personal life. However, he always maintained a wonderful spirit of love and humor. In more recent years, it wasn't easy to have a conversation of substance with him, as he was either dealing with his addiction or in recovery, which is extremely difficult. However, he was always still there for the important occasions, and we would speak regularly. One Tuesday morning, I received a call from my younger brother, where he delivered the bad news that my brother had been found deceased during a welfare check. My sister had spoken to him on Sunday previous, and he had left me a message on Saturday previous, so we knew that it hadn't been a long time. However, it is extremely painful to know that your brother, who once had a family that was central to the rest of the family, passed away all alone. As I make this video, only 6 months after, on some levels I am in disbelief. He leaves behind 2 charming sons and a wife who he loved dearly, although his addiction separated them years ago. After going home several thousand miles for the memorial, where our family handled it in our traditional way, with a lot of humor and joking, which I guess means probably a lot of denial, I began to look around the city that I live in, thinking about what I had hoped in my subconscious would one day happen, and that he might have come to live in this overseas town with me. We would both be of retirement age, and the American dollar goes far here. But I realized that this was no longer a possibility for him. When I was born, he was the next closest in age, so we were friends. Even though he was typically masculine and liked sports, and I was, well, let's just say not, he always protected me, and because I had an older brother who was pretty well liked, I really didn't get the bullying that I probably could have. The bottom line is, even though we got through the memorial, and I have come to grips with what was rather sad ending to his life, it was finally settling in that he wasn't coming back. So I went around my day-to-day routine, sort of sulking, thinking to myself that both of my parents had given me signs that they were still out there. If you've been watching my videos, you already think I'm crazy, so I'll tell you that my parents verifiably came to me as a grasshopper, that's my dad, and a butterfly, that's my mom. You know this is true when other people actually acknowledge the strange behavior of these creatures with regard to you. My parents also gave us other signs that they were out there, and so I had blind faith anyway. But what happens next was the absolute greatest gift of this wonderful medicine. I went to the more traditional home location where I will occasionally do these personal ceremonies. I took a hero's dose, as usual, and proceeded to listen to my playlist, letting it play randomly, and it was a partly cloudy day, and in one of the smaller clouds, as if a bubble in a comic strip, words started to appear as if they were being typed in this bubble. The next thing that occurred was the bubble had been filled with the words, "John, here is your message." Then all the clouds came together and it was completely white sky and a black and white photo montage of photos that I had never seen before of my brother and his family and my other family members appeared. This went on for approximately 15 minutes. When you're in your trance state, you're not sure of the amount of time, but I can tell you that the photos were of events that I had heard about, but I lived 3,000 miles away, so I couldn't make them. They were all of good times, and it was clear it was not sending me a message scolding me for not making those events. It was sort of telling me that I was missed, or maybe I was there in spirit, or maybe we are all just one. Maybe we're one source sharing the same information. So at the end of this montage, the skies opened up to where there were separate clouds with blue sky behind them, and another cloud appeared and the words, "How's that for a message?" were typed. For the rest of that trip, my brother's face would appear in just about anything I looked at, and it was clear only one of 2 things could be true. My brother was still alive in some form and had sent me a message, or I created this entire message, and so if I created that, then I'm probably creating everything. It was that day that I came to the conclusion, based on a lot of spiritual practice and other scientific readings, that my brother did not die because he never truly lived. We all agreed to come here to experience what it feels like to love and to lose and to hate and to win and to prosper, and to have compassion, and all the wonderful things that come with life that make up our consciousness. I'm not trying to diminish the value of my brother's existence in my own reality, or the deep loss in everyone's reality. On the contrary, I'm speaking to the wonder of what God has given us the opportunity to do here on earth, which is to feel the extremes. I'm sure with every loss, including my own pending death, I'm going to experience all the emotions that we as humans do. But now, at my root, I know there's something more, and that makes things much easier. I know I'll see my brother again. I don't know in what form. I will be talking in another video on the present the universe gave me on my 62nd birthday that I will forever cherish. Until then, may God bless you.